Hello, welcome to an unboxing and quick testing and analysis. Today will be a new quadcopter, a new 5.8 GHz FPV machine. As you can see, this is the XinLin X181, so-called navigator, the XX. It's taking the shape of the design of the Walker Scout model in my point of view. Wow, the main features of this model is to have a kind of brushless comparable motors, but in practice they are not brushless, they are a bit brushed, but they are direct drive. Okay, and this machine is including a 5.8 GHz FPV system. Okay, so what you will find in this box, so this model comes in white edition or in a dark one. Okay, mine came in black. Okay, so here is the contents of this box. Here is the quadcopter itself. Okay, so as I said, it is the same more or less of a kind of Walker Scout model, and on the bottom part you can find the FPV camera, including a cloverleaf antenna. Okay, on the side, lateral side. You have an hole behind. It's faking a micro slot, a micro SD card. In fact, you cannot record 720p videos. On the front of the camera, you can find, unfortunately, a very narrow field of view. Lens. You have something like 70 degrees of field of view out of the box. Okay, I will enter into more details later about the FPV camera. You have a fake antenna couple, okay, on top. It's just for decoration, and the main novelty, I would say, are there. You have this kind of black metal covering some big brush motors. They are more than 20 millimeters of diameters. Okay, so they are very big, and this big brush motor got 2.4 millimeters of shaft diameters, and on top, as you can see here, this metal part, you have a kind of prop adapter, okay, to install a 5-inch, a real 5-inch props. So on the top of it, I will unscrew it, you will see. Okay, so it's a normal, a classic props locks like any brushless type, and you can remove it, and you have this shaft adapter. Okay, so the screw diameter is 4.5 millimeters. Okay, and the shaft hub is got two type of diameters, one more smaller than the external one. The external is a 6 millimeters, and the inner, the more plate one, is 5. So you need some props with this kind of ellipsoid oval shape. Okay, so it's very good because now you can use classic type of props of any brushless. And the other good news, you can install some 6-inch props on this machine, but be aware, these motors are brushed, so they are getting hot versus time. Okay, be aware of it. What I really like is the design is good, and you have, out of the box, you have to attach the landing gears. Okay, and if you open the battery door, you will find a correctly big size compartment where you will find this 2S 1500 mAh LiPo, ending with this banana plug. I am not a great fan of this banana. This is exactly the same plug that the Syma X8G, for example. Okay, I checked if you can use the Syma LiPo. You cannot, without any modification, unfortunately. So if you plan to install the Syma battery, you will have to cut some plastic part inside, and I can give you the indication of the size of this battery and the weight. So it's relatively light LiPo, no discharge rate mentioned, so it's 70 grams, and I can give you the information of the dimension. So it's relatively smaller. You have less than 70 millimeters, okay, lens 27 large, and in 8 you have something like 19. Okay, so it's good. You can take time to attach your LiPo, because you have a power switch on this quadcopter. Always like when a quadcopter have a power switch. So you can take your time to gently fix and lock the doors, and after you can turn on and off the quadcopter by this switch. The camera is attached with this 4-pin mini GST connector, okay? So one for trigger the photos, one to trigger the video recording. As said, you cannot record, but in practice you can record your FPV flight through a micro SD card on your transmitter. I will speak about that later. As you already noticed, I already drilled a small hole on the top of the canopy to install the antenna vertically. One word about the radio part. The RF chip is not XinLin 297 or Banggood 2423. It's an LT9910, so it's not a classic, really popular RF chip, and this one got the particularities to have a data rate very slow compared to the other models. You have something like it's working at 62.5 kilobits per second, so it's a very slow data rate. But on the other hand, when you have a slower rate, you can also extend the range. So the range, the control range out of the box is at least 100 meters. That's pretty good, and I hope with this antenna mode I can reach 200 or maybe 300 meters. I will make some deeper test about the control range. I will show now what you can find also in the box. Here is some spare guards, okay? Each of them are pretty light, less than 4 grams, a bag with all the screw necessaries to fix them on the motor pod. You will find a set of completely spare props, some 5-inch. In my point of view, they are 50-30 type, to be more precise, okay? Maybe a little bit fragile, but if you need, you can install some one model with more pitchy, 50-45 for example, okay, if you need more thrust, okay, but be aware it will make your motor more less durable because they will warm much more. You will find also for the battery this power charger, okay. You will have to use the balancer plug of the 2S LiPo, okay. It takes approximately 2 hours to charge a LiPo, okay, and of course you will find this big transmitter. So it's a large model with a battery install. You more than 623 grams. You will need 6 AA batteries. Be aware, any MH batteries are not working. You really need some real alkaline one, okay? Or strongly advised to make a mode to use more 2S LiPo. And it's a big model welcoming 5-inch LCD monitors, okay? So a lot of buttons already put the indication of the functions. So first of all, you have to turn the radio, and as you can see, the FPV monitor is not working yet. You have after to press the power button more than 2 seconds to turn the transmitter, and as you can see, the FPV screen is appearing. So by default, on the top left, you will see we are in photo mode. You have to press on the set button to switch to the camera mode, and in these cases you will be able to record your FPV flight through the internal micro SD card on the FPV monitor. You have to press this rec button to record. As you can see, you have a small OSD indication appearing both on the lower left and on the upper right, okay, and press again to stop recording, and it's saved in the micro SD card. Both antennas are fake, they are not really used. You have a 31mm 2.4 GHz antenna inside the transmitter, and the 5.8 GHz antenna is inside the FPV monitors, okay. So the roll of the button, you have on the top shoulder, left shoulder one, the 1K return. This one is for engaging endless, okay, and the 2 here are for turn on and off the lights. The top right here is to perform flips, and this one is to select one of the 3-speed mode. Be aware the 3rd speed mode is engaging automatic flips as soon as you push your throttle right stick more than 90%, okay, in each direction. So be aware it's automatically flipping. The rest of the buttons are used to set to go to the photo mode to camera mode, and also to replay your recorded file of photos, and you have to navigate through this button. So I can show you. So I turn on the transmitter, long press on the power button to turn on the FPV screen. I am not a great fan about the angle vision. In strong daylight it's not very visible, so be aware even with the presence of the sunshade. But if I'm pressing here, if I'm pressing power, I can access to the different sub-menu. So you can select the size of the movie recording here, so in 720p, but be aware of the resolution is not really 720p in the original camera. You can apply some effects such as black and white or color to print the timestamp, okay, and you can navigate through this button there. I have to press again. You will select the second parameter menu, where you can set the time, the language, the TV out, because you are somewhere a TV out, okay. It's possible. You can turn on and off the sound and select different sub-options like this, or to engage the power saving. Okay, the LCD is large, it's a 5-inch, I like it, but it would deserve more some brightening settings, at least to be turned on or off, to increase the luminosity in strong daylight. But anyway, really it's a good one, and you have a micro SD port here to charge the internal LiPo of FPV monitors. The good news, you can see you have the white snow, so it means that you won't suffer of the black screen when you will lose your FPV transmission. So I will turn on the quadcopter, okay. As you can hear, you have a Larsen. You have to decrease the volume if your quadcopter is close to the transmitter, because you can hear the sound transmitted by your quadcopter. It could be very useful if you lose your transmitter, okay. Okay, now I am in a real time, okay. So you can see the transmission is very fluid. I like it. You don't have any frame rate drops while it's recording. So for example, if I'm press recording, you will see that it's absolutely not decreasing. The frame rate is not decreasing. That's a good point, but it's an evidence because you're recording not your real information on the camera board, but more what you're receiving, okay. So you will see on the recorded file the white snow as soon as you will be in a longer FPV distance. One word about the stability, this quad and the flying characteristics. I will turn off everything so you can see the LEDs. Very nice and changing color LEDs. That's good for ideal for flying in the night conditions. So about the flying characteristics, it's very punchy. So it's very surprising to see a Brech quadcopter so punchy. So be aware, absolutely not adapted for real beginners and not for indoors flights. Okay, you need a big open space. The yaw is not really proportional to the 2-speed mode. I said there are third, but the third is more to make some automatic flips. Okay, more an acrobatic one. The flips are very tight, very fast. That's a good point. And even from the beginner mode, you will see that the pitch are very fast, and you can already be very fast in fast forward. Okay, that's good. And from intermediate mode, this XX navigator is coming a real beast. That's good. So the flying duration also pretty good. You at least have something like 9 minutes of flying duration. That's good points. And the FPV range is at least around 100 meters, as well as the radio range. Okay, so you can expect more with the antenna mode, and if you have a better, more sensitive video receiver in 5.8 band, you can also extend your FPV flight. Really, I like this machine. It's flying great, smooth, and it can handle wind very well. There are some drawbacks. The first one, you have a narrow lens, but the good news, the lens mount size is an M6 format. Okay, M7 format, sorry. It means that you can install another third-party lens, 120 degree, for example, from the 808 sensor lens from the XinLin camera, or you have some 170 degrees lens. So I will probably update a video with by adding this new wide-angle lens to enjoy more your FPV flight. That's a good point. Some drawback also, it's not real brushless motor, so it means that after usage the motor becomes warm, not very hot. It means that you will have to wait a few minutes before each flight, okay, to not abuse and to increase the durability of motors. Okay, what I don't like, you cannot record the 720p video directly from the FPV cam combo. It's strange, but it's like this. You don't have any possibility to install an external cloverleaf antenna on the FPV monitor. It would have been great, but I would say that for such price, okay, especially if you can add a wide angle here, okay, it's very easy. I will update a video about that. For $130, it's a pretty good machine for intermediate flyer who want to train more in wide open space, some FPV flights. Okay, I repeat, it's not adapted to absolute beginners. Okay, you will need a nominal level skill to enjoy this machine. Already, I've got most of positive points for this machine. The big open question: how durable are these motors? Since I said they're not very hot, okay, I think they will be very durable. I expect something at least 30 flight before a failure, okay, 30-40 flight, okay, and especially if you can wait 5-10 minutes between each flight, it will be you will be a good sign for the longevity. Sorry. Okay, I will end this unboxing and quick analysis. So it was the XinLin X181, a very nice Walker Scoot clone, including very strong brush motors, large 5.8 GHz FPV screen. The control range is good, at least 100 meters. The FPV range too. Okay, the camera offer an average quality like almost of the toys 5.8 GHz FPV kit. But the good news, you can install a wider lens on this model. That's a good point to enlarge more. And this quadcopter is punchy, is strong, is fast, and not as fast as, for example, the DJI X1, but not so far from. And wow! And I forgot to mention the weight of this machine. You reach almost 350 grams without the props guard, so add 20 grams with, so less than 400 grams. Okay, it's over the limit for the US market, okay, unfortunately, but for the rest of the world, no real limitation. Okay, I stop this video. I hope you like this one, and if you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.